So, few vehicles can bring the sort of joy that this vehicle brings. And I better put my hat on to complete the look. Now, the look relevant to the Chamoth. Now, a unique combination between cheetah and mammoth. Yes, so the mammoth I think is obvious. You've got a bit at the back, the hind legs, where the power is delivered for the cheetah. And of course, is it as agile as a cheetah and as powerful as a mammoth? Well, the reality is, yes, it's definitely as powerful as a mammoth. The IVECO brand, the daily brand, is all about carrying weight and grunt and industrial strength. That's very true. Is it agile? Now, it's not going to be the cheetah of the roads, and probably nor should it be, but certainly the turning circle on this thing is actually pretty cool. It does come round really quick, maybe a little bit like a cheetah. So we may give it marks for cheetah and definitely marks for mammoth. CNG, what's that about? So this is a truck fueling station, a truck stop. So you can see that there's a lot of space, and in the evenings and overnight, this is heavily used. You can see the Waitrose guys there filling up with CNG. So CNG, how do we fuel it? How quick it is it? Well, I've got half a tank at the moment in there, and I'm about to use 100% renewable biomethane fuel. It gives around a 90 to 95% reduction of CO2 emissions, which is great news. And we'll come on to range in a bit. So I've taken a cap off. You just do that to push it in and then lock it. And that's it. So now the next part of the process is we present a little tag to the authorizing station. We put in the number of our pump, we put in our mileage or kilometers in this case, and enter that, and then we go back to the pump. It's fueling now, and I can get on with whatever I need to. I probably shouldn't go too far away, but I am going to go out of the rain. The gas is going into the tanks. The tanks are sort of large and put underneath the body of the vehicle. There's probably, I think it's 4 or so tanks that sit underneath the vehicle, and there is a small fuel tank as well for emergencies. So this is a hybrid type of vehicle, but with a 200-mile range roughly on the CNG, depending on how you drive and whether you're doing motorway or around town and all those good things. Makes a difference, of course, but 200-mile range. So that's it, the CNG daily in, I don't know, maybe 2 minutes has 18 kilos, which is half a tank or half of the capacity of the vehicle in just a couple of minutes. So from a refueling point of view, actually the CNG does give some significant advantages. Well, still a combustion engine. So there is an engine under there. There's no battery management system. There's nothing like that. But there is a powerful 3-litre CNG engine, compressed natural gas going into that, which is fully 100% renewable most of the time, depending on where you get it. But 95% reduction, up to 95% reduction of CO2s. So that's good news, particularly because this vehicle can tow. So towing is important. It's something that the electric world hasn't solved yet. So in the meantime, while we're trying to sort out these problems, we should maybe adopt something that reduces those emissions for now, because sustainability is not about waiting till we can get the perfect vehicle to do the job. It's about reducing our emissions today if we can. So, is this up to the job? Let's have a quick look inside. The driver is going to need to feel valued and important, so we're going to go in there. Okay, so driving the IVECO Daily CNG. It's got an 8-speed gearbox, which is pretty good. I'm bouncing around because I'm on an air suspension seat with a nice armrest. So as a driver, I'm really comfortable. Vehicle's got, the seats in the vehicle are memory foam, created by NASA. Of course they are, but they are actually pretty comfortable. Great steering wheel with all the equipment that you would expect on it, nice and smooth, Not too much noise. It's not a clattery old diesel engine in this vehicle. Of course, it's a petrol engine, but it's being driven actually by compressed natural gas as we speak. So that's really good. All in all, it's a comfortable, easy drive. This particular vehicle limited to 56 miles an hour, but it's got nice pickup, good torque. Chamoth is supposed to be a combination between Cheetah and Mammoth. I'm not sure I'd give this vehicle the title of the Cheetah of the van world, or even the world full stop, but it's definitely moving well, drives well, and tells you when you depart lanes well, and it's of course an IVECO. In the DNA is the ability to move weight and carry stuff, 18 cubic meters on this particular version. So align that to the fact that you can tow with the vehicle at 3.5 tons and a 95% reduction in CO2 emissions. Actually, it's going to meet a need within the market without feeling a compromise behind the wheel. But the bottom line is, ultimately, the whole Chamoth idea has been to raise money for wildlife protection. And there's an animal charity, Aspinalls, that's been able to benefit over £6,000 from people posting and doing other things and raising money. So that's a really great thing. But the bottom line is, there is a real message under this, and is there a vehicle out there with the DNA to reduce significantly, almost completely, the emissions while still retaining the DNA of getting a job done, and a DNA that is tough and towing and weight and power? Yes, there is. I don't like burning stuff, and this still burns stuff, but it does reduce it significantly emissions and will serve a purpose for some fleets out there. Now, there's a lot of fun things in this vehicle, but that's for when it's on display and people are coming to see it and the kids are coming and having fun. That's really great news. But the reality for us business users, people out on the road, 18 cubic meters in the medium wheelbase and even more in the longer wheelbase. 1,200 kilos payload on a 3.5 tonner and more if you can upgrade to the 4-ton version, because of course that gives you additional benefits because you've got an alternative fuel vehicle. So even with somebody like me, a grandfather rights, I can drive this, or you can go for the 5 hours training, which will allow your other drivers to be able to access that. So as I said, this has got good technology like Alexa and the satellite navigation system, and that turning circle is just superb. Up to 19.6 cubic meters in the back here, and a couple of wheelbases available, a couple of engine sizes, up to 207 brake horsepower. But the bit that's important is that 350 newton meters of torque for the towing, of course, getting you away. But that gearbox, that 8-speed gearbox, it is class leading. I don't think there is an automatic gearbox quite like it. I'm sure other manufacturers may argue, but bring it on. Come and show me it, and I'll decide whether it meets the standard. But anyway, everybody, the Chamoth has been a fun vehicle to enjoy, for a drive around, to learn a little bit about CNG and to see actually if it can make a difference. And I think it might be able to in the short term, and of course we know combustion engines will go in the longer term. But this could stick around, you never know. It might meet that towing need and could be the thing that just means that we can kind of focus on other types of vehicle for the electric world. Anyway, let me know your thoughts. Have a great day.